is like at first, like our first plan was to kind of actually go for a short, and in fact, we kind of actually we had placed a sell order at 5387, keeping our stop loss out over here. However, in that particular part, I personally didn't get a fill, as I mentioned to you, and the price actually slipped beneath. Okay, so the price actually had given a drop of almost 30 points, 30, yeah. So the price had kind of actually almost given a dip, or almost given a drop of 30 points. And at that point of time, like what sort of happened is, like whatever orders I kind of actually had pending, I exited out the same. So whatever pending orders were there, so I exited out. Why? Because for a risk of almost 20 points. So our R out over here was like 20 points. And in this particular case, the price had actually kind of given a decent drop, right? So now I personally felt, okay, now there is kind of not much of a point in once again entering the trade. Why? Because it formed a low, again another low. So now if the price actually has to retrace back towards the entry price where we kept, so something that is actually forming a lower low, it has to change the pattern. So it has to pick up, only then we'll get a trade. So something like this. Okay. So as soon as it continuously formed like one a lower low, so I cancelled out all the pending out orders. So almost a 30-point dip it kind of actually gave. And after that, the price has actually retraced. Now, what I'm actually checking out specifically out over here is, I'm keen on checking out for some sort of a long side opportunity if crude is capable of picking above these levels. So if crude is kind of actually capable of picking above those levels, I'm actually keen on checking out for a long side opportunity. Okay, if crude is capable of picking above that particular level. Now, on the other hand side, let's say that crude oil once again gives some sort of a bearish uh, closing over here, out here. Like if crude is kind of actually giving some sort of a bearish uh, setup, then I'll think about initiating a fresh short position. I'll think about initiating a short position if crude oil is capable of giving a bearish price action over here. So right now, at this point of time, crude is once again looking bullish, just like how it was earlier. So if we get some sort of a bearish price action, some sort of a bearish closing, something like that, then I'll think about initiating a short side position. Okay, so that is the trading plan right now. So once again, we are flexible to checking out for both short side as well as long side opportunities. And for short side, we need a bearish price action to form. And I'll be keen on checking out for an entry once again with the same entry prices. On the other hand side, if crude on the other hand is capable of giving a closing above this, then we'll think about a fresh long side initiation. Okay. So once again, we'll probably have to wait for a while. Now, I guess you guys kind of actually get the point. So why we have actually kind of cancelled off the pending order. Okay. So the pending limit order that was actually existing, where we didn't get a fill. The rationale of the reason why it has been kind of actually exited is because of the fact that, okay, the price actually kind of so as far as the risk is kind of concerned, it gave almost a 30-point dip. That is almost like twice whatever we have risked. That much of a move was there already. Now, after that, the price kind of picked up. So something that was initially forming lower low, then it kind of formed. It kind of actually completely changed the trend, and then it picked up. So there is kind of not much of a point in once again going for a short, because something that was initially forming lower low, it stopped forming lower lows and then it managed to pick up, right? So I hope you get that point. Okay. So now, yeah, once again, it would be kind of model as we'll have to wait for a while, and then we'll have to see what we get, what sort of an opportunity we get. Okay. So if crude actually kind of retraced somewhere over here, then yeah, definitely I would have got that trade. Then I would have actually entered short. But in this case, it is not that one, like something that was forming a lower low. So then it kind of managed to form a high. So that is the reason, like entry was not taken. Okay. So we'll have to wait. So let's kind of actually see if crude is capable of breaking above the high, the resistance level. some sort of a good setup we can find, we'll think about initiating a fresh long. Okay. So I'm also flexible to checking out for short side opportunities out over here. Okay. How do you check expiry dates? You can just Google it, man, or you can see on MCX website. You can just Google it out, or you could actually see it on MCX websites. Multiple ways. Just Google it out. What is your broker also will tell you like what is the expiry date. So we might pretty soon get a setup. So let's see. So crude is actually once again picking up. Where on MCX can I click? You click on products. You kind of click on data. How to get the Trading View Pro cracked version? My God. So who am I, man? I'm a hacker or something. So yeah. So initially, like when we were to take a short position over here, like these were our plan, or this was our planned stop loss, right? If we kind of actually got uh, like if we kind of actually kind of got a short position over here, out over here, then this probably would have been the place where we would have actually set up our stop loss. Okay. Now, on the other hand side, if the price is actually kind of to pick up above this, then this is going to be the point where I'm checking out for a long side opportunity. Okay. So that is why we kind of say you kind of set up your stop loss in such a manner that you understand that your view goes wrong if the price actually moves above that level. So as simple as that, set your stop loss in such a manner. So if the price actually goes below that, beyond that stop loss, your view kind of actually turns off. Okay. So let's see the US oil charts for a while. So what is happening with the US oil? What is happening with uh, US 30? So once again, crude is actually at a make or break level. So either we can see some sort of a rejection kind of coming in over here, or or the other opportunity possibility is that crude will break above this. Then we need some sort of a retest. We'll think about initiating a long side position based upon that. Okay. And I'll be kind of actually be interested in checking out for an aggressive position. That is like I'll be kind of comfortable with taking an aggressive buy. That is without a retest also I'll be kind of more or less comfortable in initiating a long. Okay. Uh, so my friend, like I guess your understanding is wrong. You said that we have only futures in commodities. So I didn't get your question. Okay, can you make it a bit more specific? So my stop loss will actually be, so if I kind of actually initiate a long position, my stop loss is kind of actually going to be over here itself. So I'll set my stop loss somewhere over here itself, okay, for the long side position. How did you mark the resistance? See, this is a high, Like, what is the confusion on this? So let's see if this time crude can actually manage to break above this level, or if this is just going to be a rejection point. So I'll think about going for an aggressive buy in this case. As in, I'll actually check out to go for a buy as soon as this level is getting taken out. So crude is actually just trying to test our patience. Should we wait for retest if the resistance gets broken? I'll go for an aggressive buy. Okay. So in this particular case, like I'm thinking about going for an aggressive buy if crude is capable of giving a closing above these levels, and my stop loss will actually be set somewhere over here. Okay. So I'll think about once again taking out something like a 20-point stop loss in this particular position too, and so I'll just wait. I'll kind of actually just wait till 9:30. So if I'm not getting any sort of a trigger by 9:30, then yeah, I'll wind up for the day. So I'll kind of actually be winding up for the day. Stop loss levels. See, I have clearly mentioned. So guys, like, see, there are two ways of setting up your stop loss over here. So one way would be to set up your stop loss somewhere over here. Okay. So that is going to be your stop loss is kind of actually going to be something like 5425358. So that's going to be something like a 40-point stop loss. Okay. So which is not recommended. So if you want to take out a long position out here, so I personally feel you can set your stop loss somewhere out over here. Okay. So that's going to be more or less like a 25-point stop. To go for a long, can actually think about setting up a 25-point stop. That can be done. You said that we can trade in commodities using futures only, not intraday. So how do you trade every day? Okay, I guess you're saying that futures can be done, can't be done intraday. So who said that? Futures can be traded intraday, right? Futures can be traded intraday. Nothing wrong in that. Okay. Okay, so we're getting a break. Okay, finally, the price is kind of coming out to that particular levels. So I'm kind of going for an aggressive buy, guys. I'm not waiting for the candle to give a closing also. So I'm going for a buy order at 5405. Okay. So this is like a pretty aggressive trade. Why? Because like since this is a pretty significant level tested for a very long time, there are good chances that the price will actually just fly. Okay. So there are kind of actually chances that the price could eventually fly without waiting for anyone. So a buy order has been placed at 5405. Okay. 5405. And in this particular case, I'm kind of actually going to set my stop loss at 5374. Okay. So this is my risk 5374. So I'm in the trade. I have got a fill this time. Okay. So 5374 is where the stop is being set. So stop loss is kept at 5374. Okay. Now, some of you would be wondering why did I kind of actually go for a buy, even when the closing was not really so bullish, something like that. Okay. So I just wanted to say, usually when these kind of significant resistance levels are taken out, the momentum usually kind of seems to be pretty rapid. Okay. And so waiting out for a confirmation many of the times would kind of make you miss out on a trade. So if a big move is going to come in, so it could be something around a 40 point or a 50 point. It could even be a 100-point move. Okay. So let's see if it happens. And I personally don't mind putting at stake 30 points to kind of trying to catch up for that. Okay. In order to try to catch up for something like a 50, 100-point move, I personally don't mind putting at stake some points. So in this case, the risk is almost like a 30 points. Okay. So we personally kind of actually have a risk of around 30 points. Fine. So I guess everybody is able to follow whatever is being discussed. So let's see how the trade goes. And this is kind of actually our first trade for this. How to roll over the position on the next month. You exit the present month's contract, you buy the next month. What about the quantity and margin used? The margin used per lot is around how much? It's around 13,000. Okay, 13,200. Okay, per lot. Okay. So this is kind of a make or break level for crude. So if some sort of a move is going to happen and it's going to be really sharp. Okay. So I personally expect a big move. If some sort of a move is to come in, I'm personally expecting a big move to come in. So I really don't want to miss out on the move if a big breakout is happening, because you know that okay, crude is actually at a very significant resistance and is kind of actually testing out these levels for very long duration of time. Okay, so if this is kind of actually being taken out at the moment, is actually expected or anticipated to be pretty sharp. So I personally don't want to miss out on it. That's the reason, like we personally have initiated a long side position even without a confirmation from the price action. That is, even though okay, the closing was not really bullish or something, I personally have entered a long side. Why? Because I'm anticipating some sort of a good bullish side movement to come in. And I personally don't mind putting at stake a 30 points, because if a big move comes in, that would be great. Okay. And if I actually wait for that confirmation part, in these kind of situations when some sort of a major level is kind of going to be taken out, chances that you get out an entry is very less. Okay. So I guess you get that point. Okay. So this is also something we were tracking out today, right? See, today, we how many missed opportunities we had? Basically, we had two missed out opportunities. So one was over here, okay, that we wanted to go for a long. We couldn't take a trade because the move was pretty strong. And the other thing that we were watching out, we were checking out for a short opportunity out over here. But unfortunately, like some of you got a fill, some of you were able to take the trade, but I personally was not able to enter the trade. That was slipped out. Okay, like I was missed out from the trade. Now, this is a very significant resistance level. So if this manages to get taken out, I'm expecting a big move to take place. And I personally don't mind putting at stake at 30 points, expecting expecting some sort of a big anticipated move to come in. Okay. So I guess you get that. Mm, so let's see how it goes. So see, so far, like there is nothing much for us to be happy about. Okay, so we need a big bullish bar to kind of take place. So that would be something that would actually excite us. Okay, we need some very good buying pressure to come in out over here. So right now, like we are kind of actually like how many points? 8 points above our entry. We are up by 8 points, 9 points now. We are up by like eight. Okay, 8 points again. Someone who would be kind of actually very conservative with their position, they would actually have their stop somewhere out over here. Okay, so he or she would be having his or her stop loss maybe somewhere out over here, and the risk would be around 20 points in that case. Okay, so right now we are like 10 points up. So we are 10 points up from our entry. So let's see how it goes. And mm, a place called Bichu. Okay, okay, okay. So currently we are 10 points up from our entry, but still not something for us to be happy about. Okay, we need a good breakout to happen. So US 30 needs to support. Okay, so US 30, I hope it doesn't disappoint me. It's disappoint us. Okay, I hope this doesn't disappoint. I hope US 30 doesn't disappoint us. So a big movement is actually needed. So it's a need of the hour because we have been like really patient in checking out for the opportunity. So Ravi, like as I mentioned, I'm actually anticipating a pretty decent move. Okay, because this was like a major resistance level. So if this resistance level getting taken out, a big move can't happen, then what else can drive a big move? So we kind of actually up by 12 points, but that's not something to be happy about. Instead of it is showing you a margin. See, man, I'm telling you, then we like you can use Motilal if you want to trade in commodities because you get a better exposure post 530. Okay, or if you are an NRI, you can actually trade with some sort of an offshore broker. Conservative stop loss was placed because of the previous swing of red candle. Uh, See, in this particular case, my stop loss is actually kept over here. So what I was saying, someone who is conservative, like conservative, not conservative, someone who wants to set up a stop loss that is a bit more tighter, they could consider this. So I personally want this. Okay, so this is a very major level that crude is currently breaking. May I know the lot size of crude? The lot size of crude is actually 100 barrels. One lot is 100 barrels. Okay. So we need a big move, nothing for us to be happy about at this point of time. There is kind of nothing at all to be happy about. We need actually a pretty big move to come in. Only then we'll be happy. So right now it is kind of like 12 points above our entry. Okay, but just have a look at the risk reward. We need a very good move to come in. See, US oil should support us. Okay, so anyways, let's see how it goes. It's kind of actually 10 points above my entry. See, if I get another 5 or 10 points more, another 5 to 10 points more, I would have actually thought about trailing my stop. Okay, so I would have actually thought about trailing my stop if I get another 5 to 10 points more. So if that happens, then I'll just trail, keep, I'll go home. That's it. Let the sleeping buyers come and pump it. 1 point move in crude is rupees 10 or 100. 1 point move in crude is 100 rupee movement. Okay, per lot. So if 1 rupee move is happening, you get a 100 rupee profit or loss. So currently crude is actually trading like once again at 12 points above our entry. Nothing much has happened yet. Okay. So you'll have to wait. I know I have asked this before, but I can't get RSA right. Doesn't show me the shaded portion. Just try it, man. Just try it. See, you can find the answer. You just try it. Okay. You'll definitely get the answer. Still, you can't find it. Then ask me. Okay. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find the answer. Okay. I'm pretty sure that. Uh, what is this? So, so what is happening? So, is it kind of telling us that the buyers are getting exhausted? So, shall we trail to our entry, guys? So, I guess yeah, it's better that we trail out to our entry because see, if a big move was to come in, like I personally feel like it should have come in by now. It's almost like almost 5 to 10 minutes post that significant level being taken off. So I think yeah, it's better to trail out to our entry point. Okay. So let's trail the stop loss to our entry point itself. Okay. So that we don't have any risk in this particular trade. Okay. So currently, if you kind of actually see, the trade is actually running at a profit of 10 points. Okay. So the trade is actually in a profit of 10 points. So let's trail. I'm personally trailing it out to my entry itself because I don't want to take any risk. Okay. Because the momentum doesn't look really good at this point of time. So let it be. So this trade is risk free. Okay. Why can't we exit now? Uh, will you? How do you? How will you succeed as a trader? Because you know for yourself half of your direction trades will fail. Okay. So you put at stake almost 30 points. So you're kind of thinking about coming out with 10 points. How will you succeed as a trader? Okay. See, man, like whatever you see on the screen is more than sufficient. You don't have anything. Also, it is fine. Okay. So it's up to you. Okay, it's completely up to you. So this trade is risk free, guys. So happy trading. Okay. So this trade has been made risk free, and it's kind of almost 9:40. And I personally have to leave home. Okay. So this trade is risk free. So I'm not going to do anything. So I'm kind of actually not going to touch this particular position. So I'm thinking about putting a target of 40 points. Okay. So I'll think about taking out or booking out my profits only if the price is giving a 40-point upside move. Okay. So a 40 point is being set as this target, a predefined target. So that's it. And if that doesn't happen, like by 11 o'clock, the positions would be squared off. Okay. So either it is going to be around a 40-point profit, or else the positions would be squared off whatever is the MTM by 11. Okay. So by 11 o'clock, whatever is the MTM, the positions would be squared off. Okay. So anyways, this trade is risk free. So let it be, let it run. All right. So makes sense. Right? No, break even is not given. So wherever I have entered, that is where stop is kept. That's it. Okay. So yes. So I guess like for the day we can actually quickly wind up. So I guess you probably would have had some learnings from today's trade. Most probably the best learning that you probably would have had is majority of the trades that you watch out for. There is a high chance that you'll miss out on it. It's fine. You'll get one or two trades. That's more than sufficient. There is no point in chasing out a trade. Okay, there is no point in chasing out each and every trade that you see on the screen. So most of the trades, half of the trades that you watch out for, at least my case, half of the trades I watch out for, I miss out on them, and half of the trades I am able to enter. of those trades, half of them also fail, then only the rest half works. Now, how you manage those rest winning trades, that is going to define what kind of a trader you're going to be. So whether you're going to be a good trader or a losing trader. Okay. So there is no magic in trading. It's all about managing your risk and reward in a good manner. Okay. Mm, in case, just a second. So I just wanted to get some feedbacks from your side.